In the shadowed corridors of Seoul, where loyalty was bought with fear and broken with silence, one woman ruled unchallenged. Madame Kang Soo-jin was venom wrapped in hanbok silk, a widow who inherited the Crimson Lotus Syndicate and forged it sharper than her late husband ever could. Her smile could seal alliances or order executions. Her word was law in gambling dens that bled money from desperate souls, loan networks that crushed dreams under interest rates, political ties that bent laws like reeds in wind. At 60, she moved with deliberate grace, silver hair pinned elegantly, eyes cold as winter steel. Lieutenants bowed low. Rivals whispered her name like curse. Family obeyed without question. She protected bloodline fiercely. Pure Korean legacy, her unbreakable creed. Then her son brought home Amina. Amina Adebayo, Nigerian hair braider, 29, running a small Hongdae salon where Afrobeats pulsed softly and mirrors reflected intricate cornrows, box braids, twists woven with magic fingers. She styled expats missing home, locals seeking bold change, building quiet community in a city that often overlooked black women. Dismissed as a foreign stylist, her hands created art, scents of shea butter and coconut oil lingering, laughter filling chairs. She fought for space, permits, respect, saving everyone for bigger dreams, warmth hiding exhaustion from long days. For months, Jinho visited her salon, quiet air and simple clothes, saying little, watching her work with something like peace. Until the family dinner. Madame Kang hosted in the traditional Hanok compound, low tables laden with banchan, saju flowing like unspoken threats. Junho brought Amina defying warnings. Family stared. Madame Kang's smile sharpened. "You braid hair?" she asked in Korean, voice dripping disdain. "For money?" "My son deserves better than foreign commoner." Amina endured, head high, insults cataloged. Madame Kang pressed. "Aleve, you don't belong." Amina rose slowly, spoke in flawless royal Joseon-era Korean, archaic, elegant words from forgotten palaces. "With respect, madam, blood does not determine worth. That's it. Character does. And this house forgets its own humility." The room froze, Chopsticks paused midair, breaths caught, eyes widened. Madame Kang's teacup trembled. The Mafia mother realized this lowly braider held secrets deeper than braids, and the syndicate might never be the same. How does a dismissed woman silence a room of killers with ancient words? But to understand how perfect Korean from a braider silenced a Mafia queen, we enter the world where blood ties demand obedience and love demands rebellion. The camera pans slowly between two worlds, vibrant chaos and shadowed order, separated by Seoul's glittering streets, yet worlds apart in spirit. Amina's salon nestled in Hongdae's bustling heart, cozy haven with colorful walls splashed in African prints, Afrobeats pulsing softly from speakers, mirrors reflecting intricate braids in progress, cornrows weaving stories, box braids cascading like rivers, twists coiled with precision. Scents of shea butter, coconut oil, and hair relaxers mingled warmly, chairs filled with laughter, expats sharing homesick tales, locals embracing bold styles, community forged strand by strand. Hand-painted signs swung gently, Amina's braids and beauty, plastic stools for waiting clients, chalkboard listing services in English and Korean. She fought daily battles, permits renewed with gritted teeth, rent rising like tide, prejudice and glances that dismissed her craft as a foreign novelty. Across the city loomed Madame Kang's traditional Hanok compound. Ancient dark wood beams framing vast courtyards, sliding paper doors concealing security panels and hidden vaults, koi ponds rippling calmly over buried secrets of blood and deals. Air carried faint incense and ginseng, rooms sparse yet oppressive, low tables for family councils, walls lined with ancestral portraits watching every move. Power centered on Madame Kang Soo-jin, matriarch absolute, silver hair pinned severely, eyes sharp as hidden daggers. Her son Kang Junho, 32, heir apparent, tall, reserved, handling modern operations, digital gambling apps, overseas loans, tech-fronted laundering. He chafed under tradition, craving change yet bound by duty. Lieutenants served loyally but fearfully, scarred enforcers bowing low, advisors whispering strategies in hushed tones. Rules etched unbreakable, family duty supreme, bloodline pure, outsiders forbidden, especially foreign ones threatening legacy. Weakness invited exile or worse, obedience absolute. Amina braided with magic fingers, hours bent over clients, weaving resilience into every pattern, building quiet empire of trust and beauty. saving everyone for larger salon, dreaming bigger while hiding depths, obsessive study of Korean history, language mastered in secret nights, reasons buried deep, fluent beyond accent, royal dialect tucked away like hidden crown, warm, observant, seeing best in people despite underestimation. Everything changed the night Junho brought Amina to family dinner. The compound had always been a fortress of tradition and terror. Until one dinner when a braider's voice echoed from forgotten palaces and the quietest guest became the loudest force. The formal family dinner unfolded in the Hanek's grand hall. Low tables gleaming under lantern light, banchan arranged like offerings, saju poured with ritual precision. Madame Kang sat at the head, hanbok silk draping elegantly, eyes sharp as hidden blades surveying her domain. Lieutenants flanked sides, family members bowing subtly upon entry. Wunho arrived last, tall, composed heir hand-linked with Amina's, defiance quiet but unmistakable. Gasps rippled, whispers ignited. Madame Kang's smile thinned like ice cracking. "You brought her here?" Voice silky venom. Junho bowed. "A mother, this is Amina Adebayo, my girlfriend." Amina bowed deeper, graceful, respectful despite pounding heart. Her simple dress contrasted hanbok splendor, braids neat cascade down back. Family stared. Initial reaction swift cutting. Uncle murmured, "A foreign braider." Below our station, cousin sneered in Korean, accent like broken glass. Hairstylist for money, laughter low, mocking. Does she even understand us? Madame Kang leaned forward. "A child, you don't belong. Leave before embarrassing my son further." Insults cataloged silently, Amina's mind filing each slight, accent mocked, job belittled, presence dismissed. Hands steady on lap, dignity shield forged from years' underestimation. Internal thoughts burned. Endure, remember, survive. Audience protective anger rising. She deserved better. Amina met Madame Kang's gaze. Rose slowly spoke, in flawless royal Joseon-era Korean, archaic elegance, pronunciation perfect as palace scrolls. With deepest respect, Madame Kang, worth is not measured by birth or border, but by heart and action. This house honors ancestors, yet forgets humility they taught. The room froze. Chopsticks paused midair. Breaths caught sharp. Eyes widened in cascade. Madame Kang's teacup trembled faintly. Lieutenant's smirks vanished. Junho's gaze shifted, pride flickering. Silence thick as winter fog. "Who taught you that?" Madame Kang demanded, voice cracking authority. Amina held steady. "A knowledge seeks those who listen." Chaos whispered, accusations brewing, family reeling. Madame Kang rose. "It's my study." Now, the frozen silence broke into urgent summons and Amina was called for explanation. The study door slid shut with a whisper that felt like thunder, sealing Amina inside with Madame Kang, Junho, and two stone-faced lieutenants. Lantern light flickered across ancestral portraits, their eyes judging from shadowed walls. Madame Kang sat behind a low lacquered desk, posture regal as a queen on trial throne, fingers steepled like claws barely sheathed. "Explain," she commanded, voice silk over steel. Then came the direct attack. White taiga gunmen breaching compound gates under moonless night, bullets shattering silence. An ambush barely survived, and vulnerability cracked open fully between them. The ambush left scabs deeper than bullet grazies, shattered gates repair hastily, compound silence heavier with unspoken fears. Past midnight, the private kitchen glowed under soft pendant lights, a sanctuary covered from chaos. Amina moved with familiar grace, preparing jollof rice and kimchi legwan of shade nights, tomatoes and gotchas and glingding scents of Lagos massets and solwintas. She served two bowls on the low table, steam rising like quiet confessions. Junho sat opposite, shirt unbuttoned at collar, wound bandaged from the skirmish. They ate in rhythm, spoons dipping into warmth that bridge divides neither named. Rice, wine, and silence, an intimate setting way walls crumbled slowly. Then Amina spoke, voice low like evening breeze through braids. "Only, you wasn't born knowing royal Korean," she began, stirring rice thoughtfully. "My grandmother, adopted Korean woman who married Nigerian man in the 70s, raised me after parents died young. She taught me Hangul first, then stories of Joseon palaces, kings and queens, poetry from forbidden books. Said language was pout. Words could protect when fists couldn't. I studied obsessively texts, recordings, archives, late nights. To honor her, to understand the country that shaped her strength amid prejudice. She died when I came to Seoul, wanting to build here. How weave cultures like she weave lives. Sensory memories flowed. Grandmother's frail hands guiding Hangul strokes, scent of old books mixed with palm oil Lagos rain pounding as stories of exiled royalty whispered. Trauma shaped her hidden depth, loss forging resilience, ancient words her secret shield. Junho set his spoon-down bowl nearly empty. Guarded eyes softened, parallels drawing him closer. I know that loss, he said quietly, voice roughened by Rhea openness. Father died when I was 15, rival ambush. Mother took throne, raised me in blood and duty. No childhood after. She taught strength means sacrifice family above all, but it isolated me. No friends, no softness, only legacy. They pains mirrored, violence claiming elders, fogging lonies, carrying burdens too heavy young. Complementary wounds, her warmth from adopted roots, his coldness from inherited throne. Oh! Vulnerability exchanged in steam, eyes meeting longer, hands inches apart on table. Suspicion transformed to empathy, respect deepening into bond words couldn't yet name. In that kitchen glow, two gaudied souls connected, Nigerian inheritance meeting, Korean duty, shared meal bridging silenced griefs. She had just opened the door to her past, letting him glimpse the royal word's true origin, when the present kicked it down. A discovered letter shattered everything, and the deepest reveal threatened to change the syndicate forever. The compound's fragile peace shaded like porcelain under pressure. Madame Kong's lieutenants, fueled by suspicion, dug deeper into Amina's background. A routine search of her belongings during a security sweep writing kit, old and tarnished, containing a faded photograph and a sealed letter in classical Hanja. The photo, a young Korean woman in Joseon-era hanbok, regal bearing, unmistakable. The letter, grandmother's handwriting, revealing truth guardied for generations. Madame Kong summoned them to the ancestral hall, portraits glaring down like judges from shadowed walls. Junho at Amina's side, protective, tension radiating. Lieutenants presented findings. The woman in the photo was Princess Min Hwa, a Joseon royal concubine's daughter, thought executed during political purges, but secretly exiled to Africa through missionary networks in the late 1800s. Her lineage survived hidden, marrying into Nigerian family, passing stories, language, locket down generations. Amina was the last descendant, direct blood tie to the fallen dynasty, royal in ways Madame King's Apura's syndicate line could never claim. The bombshell detonated. Madame King's face paled like frost on glass. Impossible, she whispered. Line ended. Lieutenants demanded action. She's a threat. Claimed old loyalties, rival bait, family murmured chaos, some odd, others furious. Discovery dramatic. Locket opened under lantern light, letter read aloud in trembling voice. Amina herself stunned. Grandmother stories always myths, protection against prejudice, not literal crown. Immediate fallout crashed. Madame Kang Rose voiced thunder. You infiltrated my home, used ancient words as weapon. For what? Revenge on our bloodline? Confrontation intimate, dangerous, ancestral hall armed with tradition's weight. Amina unarmed but unbowed, Junho stepping forward figuratively, armed with choice. I knew nothing of this, Amina said, voice steady fire. A grandmother taught language for pride, stories for strength. I came to soul for life, not legacy. Madame Kang's eyes blazed. Lies. You'll destroy us. Junho faced mother, high-stakes declaration. No, she stays. The past you fear? It's myth, but she's real, and I choose her. Family demanded loyalty, old code screaming betrayal. Choice point froze everything. Slow build locket gleaming, letter trembling in hands. Rapid reactions. Accusations flying, lieutenants pressing expulsion. Frozen decision. Junho's hand taking Amina's. I break from tradition. For her. Moral complexity gripped. Dynasty or love? He protected her. Alliance forged against mother's world. They turned toward true enemy, Madame Kang's refusal to yield. But Junho's choice sealed it, bloodline redefined by heart, not history. Junho's choice echoed through the compound like a gauntlet thrown, defiance public, irreversible. He stood with Amina in the ancestral hall aftermath, hand firm in hers before retreating family. Madame Kang's glare promised war, but Junho's voice cut final. It's she stays. As my future, lieutenants bowed uneasily, loyalties fracturing. Word spread swiftly, some allies wavering, rivals emboldened by perceived weakness. In the dimly lit war room, screens flickering intercepted messages, maps pinned with rival movements, they identified the final threat, Madame Kang's full plot. not just opposition, active sabotage. Alliances with White Tiger rivals leaking Junho's modern operations, framing Amina's royal claim as forgery to discredit him, planning coup at upcoming syndicate summit. Ah, she'll expose me as weak heir, Junho said, voice steel, replaced with loyal cousin. Countdown began. 48 hours until summit, full moon night, traditional gathering where power shifted with votes and blades, battle plan forged in synchronized focus, war room atmosphere tactical, partners moving as one. Junho's resources vast, loyal enforcers mobilized, digital traps set, evidence of mother's dealings gathered quietly. Amina's strengths combined, historical knowledge decoding old rival pacts, royal dialect insights revealing hidden loyalties from Joseon era ties some families still honored. They fear true bloodlines, she noted. Use that? Her cultural bridges sharpened strategy, understanding family honor codes others overlooked, personal stakes clarified in hushed moments. For Amina, justice for dismissed worth, redemption from hidden lineage's burden, love worth risking all. For Junho, breaking duty's chains, protecting chosen family over inherited throne, legacy redefined by heart, not blood. Determination settled like calm before storm, united front, trust absolute. Quiet preparation contrasted explosive confrontation ahead. When the summit night arrived, they were ready. Madame Kong was not. The syndicate summit arrived under a full moon, traditional gathering in the compound's grand hall. Low tables circling like arena, allied families seated in tense hierarchy. Mutual respect, absolute partnership where her wisdom tempered his strategy, his protection shielded her dreams. Future together stated in shared glances, plans for children weaving dual worlds. Open-ended promise shimmered. Rival remnants watched cautiously, unfinished vendettas lurking in shadows. Victory a beginning, larger bridges to build, legacies to redefine. The compound stood different now, gardens blooming with African flowers beside koi ponds, scents of jollof mingling with ginseng tea. Kang Junho and Amina stood together in the hall where voices once froze, no longer heir and outsider, but partners. The ancestral portraits remained, a reminder of silenced judgments now heard, of royal words reclaiming worth. They had justice, they had each other, and that was enough for now. If you believe one voice can silence a room of power, that love can redefine bloodlines and build new dynasties, subscribe now and comment where you're watching from. This story isn't over. It's only just begun. Months passed like healing wounds, scars fading yet strengthening foundations beneath. The compound no longer echoed with fear. Gates opened wider, lieutenants bowed with genuine respect. Madame Kang retreated to quiet wing, her iron grip loosened by exposed betrayal. Immediate aftermath lingered in subdued rituals. Mourning loyalists lost in skirmishes, quiet ceremonies honoring sacrifices. Summit victory cost rifts. Some families severed ties, others reconciled slowly over shared meals blending Nigerian spices and Korean tradition. Power restructured gradually. Junho assumed full leadership, shifting Crimson Lotus toward legitimacy. Gambling dens downsized, loans reformed, political ties cleaned. Amina stood equal, her insights guiding ethical paths, royal lineage whisper turning asset, old families pledging loyalty to a true blood reborn in modern grace. Character transformation complete. Amina no longer dismissed outsider, confident voice in councils, braiding salon expanded into cultural center teaching heritage weaves. Visible, powerful, warmth softening, syndicate edges. Junho no longer bound heir, smiled freely, duty balanced with chosen love, isolation thawed in her presence. Relationships solidified, romance acknowledged in private vows, ceremony intimate, blending Nigerian lace with Korean hanbok, witnesses loyal few. Mutual respect absolute, partnership where her wisdom tempered his strategy, his protection shielded her dreams. Future together stated in shared glance, for children weaving dual worlds. Open-ended promise shimmered. Rival remnants watched cautiously, unfinished vendettas lurking in shadows. Victory a beginning, larger bridges to build, legacies to redefine. The compound stood different now, gardens blooming with African flowers beside koi ponds, scents of jollof mingling with ginseng tea. Kang Junho and Amina stood together in the hall where voices once froze, no longer heir and outsider, but partners. The ancestral portraits remained, a reminder of silenced judgments now heard, of royal words reclaiming worth. They had justice, they had each other. And that was enough for now. If you believe one voice can silence a room of power, that love can redefine bloodlines and build new dynasties, subscribe now and comment where you're watching from. This story isn't over, it's only just begun.